Hi students, this is Katie O'Connor. I'm the Program Manager for Education at NMSU Grants, and I'm here today to talk to you about the CEP110 Human Growth and Behavior class about an assignment called Identify Yourself Culturally. It seems like everybody's having a lot of trouble with this assignment, and I really think you're overthinking it. So I'm going to explain it to you so that you can see exactly what you need to know and be able to complete this assignment easily and effortlessly. So I'm going to share a page with you. Let me just do that. Basically, I have a list of, there's 3 assignments that have to do with identify yourself culturally. The first one is assignment number 2. And basically what it is you will identify who you are. What is your culture? What is your ethnicity? What kind of things were you raised with as far as cultural events, traditions, family traditions, foods, um, holidays, events that you took part in? What is your heritage? For instance, my mother is Spanish and my father is Irish. And so I took part in Spanish holidays as well as Irish holidays and celebrated a lot of both cultures. So what is your identity? Start to talk about that because what children learn at in the home environment from their parents has a lot of relevance about of who they become as they get older. For instance, if you celebrate a certain event or tradition in your home, you will probably carry that tradition through with your children as you become older, as you become parents, things like that. If your traditions revolve around religion, that's another thing. Are you going to follow through on that religion and carry that on with your children? Or what are your plans? Maybe you didn't agree with that religion. Maybe it didn't help you on your path and you decide to change to another religion or another path. That's perfectly acceptable. Just talk about that. So what we're looking at is, how did you learn language? How did you learn traditions? What kind of foods were in your family, that you celebrated, that you celebrated with, or that you ate frequently? So talk about your family of origin and your history. So this is the first assignment, identify yourself culturally, and I'm wanting you to just kind of talk about your own life. This is not a big deal. How are you going to raise your children? What are your values? What are your traditions? What is your heritage? How are you going to carry your heritage forward? Or how are you not going to carry it forward, and why? That's all we're looking for in this segment. What you also need to know is Jean Finney's model of an ethnic identity. Go read the article, watch the videos, because you can start to look at how you may fit into an ethnic model or how you don't fit into an ethnic model. You need to examine that in this writing. That's all I'm looking for, nothing more. Now, if we go on to assignment number 4, compare your stages to 2 theories. So here we're looking at your life stages from the moment you were born to the moment you are writing on this paper. So it's that simple. What were your stages? For example, Erickson's first stage was about trust. It was about getting your needs met through trusting your caregiver to feed you on time, to pick you up when you needed to be picked up, to nurture you, to love you, to hold you, to change your diapers when you needed that done. Basically to respond to you. Now, if you read Erickson and you know that maybe you were abandoned, you didn't form an attachment at this time in life, you were passed from caregiver to caregiver, perhaps you did not get your needs met, then this will come across later on as maybe failure in relationships, troubles forming a trust of others, things like that. So what happens to a child early on in their development will affect that child when they are an adult. So look at yourself and look at your issues and see, gosh, did I have trouble during that time? Maybe I should talk to a caregiver. All right. So that's just one example. Talk about your navigation through Erickson stages from your birth all the way to the age you are now. So I want you to compare your life stages and what was going on in your life at those stages and how you navigated those. So you want to look at Erickson's chart and you want to see the outcomes in Erickson's chart. So be aware of that. You can also look at Piaget. Piaget talked about how we think and how we develop the ability to think and how we think about our thinking. That's metacognition. How do we think about what we're thinking about? These are important questions. How did you learn how to think? Did you have somebody guiding you? Was it a parent? Was it a teacher? Was it a grandparent, a caregiver? You want to talk about how you navigated Piaget's stages of learning how to think. Those are the stages of cognition. So that's important. You want to know, how did you learn how to think? And could you learn how to think better? That's what you learn in college. So I'm just trying to help you out with these assignments so that you understand them better. So once you do that, you're going to go on to assignment number 6, development of culture, ethnic and cultural identity. So this is different than looking at your own culture and what you have as your culture and what is your ethnic identity. We're just identifying that in assignment 2. In assignment 6, we're looking at development. So we're looking more along the lines of adolescence. Who influenced you as an adolescent? Was it a peer? Was it a parent? Was it a cousin, an aunt, or an uncle? Who was it? Who was your role model? Who did you look up to? Who did you want to be like? Think about all those things that happen in adolescence. Also, was your culture, was your ethnic identity something that you identified with or something that you didn't want to identify with, and why? We want to examine that because it's very important. Whether you go on to have your own children, whether you go into counseling or nursing or psychology, or you want to become a doctor, or you go into social work, you will be dealing with people, especially in a lot of these positions, you will be dealing with adolescents and adolescent identity. So we're also looking at sexual identity formation, sexual development. We're looking at LGBTQ. We're looking at all of those issues that come along with adolescence. So you need to look at Marcia. You need to look at the stages of adolescence development for Gilligan. And you need to look at Finney's ethnic model. So you've already seen Finney's ethnic model in assignment 2. So you are going to further expand that in your assignment 6. Now, for your final paper, you're going to combine all 3 of these assignments into that final paper. So that final paper will be almost done. So I'm doing you a favor by chunking this down into smaller bites per different assignments to help you so that you can write that final paper. So does that make sense? I know everybody's been having trouble with this and sending me emails saying that I duplicated assignments. I have not duplicated these assignments. These assignments incorporate different things in them. So you need to look at the wording very carefully and follow the directions. Do the best you can. I'm not looking for the sun and the moon. I am just looking for you to follow the directions the best you can. You can do this. So keep that in mind as you navigate through your assignments. And let me know if you are having trouble, okay? So I'm going to stop my share now, and everybody keep on the path, get your work done, check back on your post for my feedback. I often will give you less points and ask for more information. So if I see that maybe you missed defining a term, or maybe you list out 5 things, but you don't say what those 5 things are, I'm going to ask you to go back and identify those and define those and talk about how they go along with real life and try to give real life examples. Also, do not copy and paste from the textbook. I can see when you're doing that, and I will actually mark you down and ask for a lot more information in your own words. So be sure that you're using your own words to write about your understanding of the concepts in each chapter. You can do this. You can use your brain this way. You are all capable and able to do this. So just stay on top of your work. 1 module a week. Do everything in the module list for 1 module each week, and you will get done. You will be able to complete all of your work by the end of the semester. Now I want to build in a little bit of a warning, because if the COVID gets bad, they may cut off classes by Thanksgiving week. So you may want to work a little bit ahead so that you can get your work done. Now, I'm not going to just cut you off. I'm going to give you just warning, and this is part of it. Be prepared for any kind of emergency that can happen. Don't put your assignments off to the last week. If you do that and you overload me with grading, I guarantee you your points will be cut in half per each assignment. And I do have students that say, oh, I'll wait till the last week, and then they can't get it all done. And when they do, they get marked down for it. So please try to keep up with the due dates. This is very important. Do some time management. Set some hours in the day so that you can work a little bit every day. Read your chapter at the beginning of the week. Reread it again, say on Tuesday or Wednesday, making notes. By Thursday, get your discussion done and make sure that you've followed all of the information in each module map. That way, you're bound to do this correctly and get your work done on time. You have 1 module a week. That's 7 days to get your work done, which I think is more than enough time to do the work. So let me know, how much time is it taking you to do per each assignment? And how much time is it taking you to read the material in the book? I'd like to know. Narrow it down to minutes for me, or hours. Let me know. Anyway, you are all doing really well. You just need to stay on task. Don't overthink things so much. Just get in there and do the best you can. Trust me, I'm going to tell you if I want more information. I'm going to tell you if you need to define more terms. So just do the best you can. If you can get online into an online tutor to help you do an APA style paper, that's only going to help you in the long run. You don't become a good writer by not writing. You have to write a lot, and you have to have somebody telling you and correcting you almost the whole way through. That's how we learn to write. And writing is an investment in yourself. As you go on in your education, you're going to need to get better and better at your writing. So keep on going. You all are doing well. Stay on task and get your work done.